start on the ground, and then we'll work our way up to standing position. So go ahead and make your way to the ground here and lay down on your back. All right, so we're going to start out with lying hamstring stretch here. So we're gonna put those hands out to the side, both feet out in front of you, straight. Flex the toes up and back towards you, and then bring that leg all the way up. And we're gonna do 15 today on this side to get started. When you're done with that side, go and switch to the other side. When you're done, set those feet on the ground. And we're gonna do 15 hip bridges here. So keep the hands on the ground, shoulders on the ground, drive your hips up. I want you to squeeze your butt, hold here for a second or two, let that stretch take place at the top of the quad and through the hip, the front of the hips, and slowly sit down, squeeze and hold, back down, squeeze and hold, back down 15 times. Make sure you get that squeeze and hold at the top. Excuse me. And then we're gonna go iron crosses side to side. So take that right foot all the way up to the left leg, or left hand, and then back down. And then bring the other one all the way up to the other side. 10 times. And then we're gonna roll over onto our stomach. And then come up into a tabletop position here. Hands planted on the ground, directly underneath the shoulders. Knees are underneath the hips. Extend your right arm out. Left leg back. Make sure our hips are square. And we're gonna start off with 5 bird dogs here. So we're gonna pull that first one in, bring the elbow, knee together, squeeze them together. Bring tension to the core, create some heat, and then extend all the way out, driving the heel back, and now 5 reps. Set the hand and knee down, extend the other arm out, thumb facing up, drive the right heel back, bring the elbow and knee together, pressing the hand into the ground, crunching into this position, creating heat, and then extend all the way out, and then 5 reps. Both hands to the ground, and we're gonna practice some drawing in maneuvers here. So we're gonna do some hovering, so tuck those toes. We're gonna press our hands into the floor, slight rounding in the shoulders, and we're just gonna lift off, and then set our knees back down. We're gonna do that 5 times, and we're gonna hold for about 20 seconds. So lift off again, back down. And every time you lift off, pay attention to your belly button being drawn in, and you're pressing against the floor for balance. Let's do one more here. Press up. And we're gonna hold here. So here, I want you pressing into the floor, pulling your belly button in, slight rounding of the back, and just breathe. About 5 more seconds. Go ahead and set those knees down and cat-cow. So take a deep breath in, drive the hips back, and then on your exhale, bring the hips forward, spine up towards the ceiling, and then breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. And in this position, we're going to tuck those toes and then press right up into a downward dog and pedal that out about 10 times. And we're going to come way up on those toes. We're going to wave everything forward, so round that back, all the way back down into a plank, and then press into the floor, wave all the way back into a downward dog. And wave all the way forward to a plank. Don't just shift to the plank. Get some height out of that spine, and back to a downward dog. Up on the toes, back to plank. Push to the floor, back to our downward dog, driving the heels down to the ground. 2 more times, all the way up on your toes, roll it forward, back into plank, and then press through, all the way back to downward dog, heels to the ground. I'm sliding here already. 1 more time, up on the toes, wave forward, all the way back to plank, and then through, all the way back. All right, float the right heel up. We're gonna swing it through in between our hands. And hold this here for about 3 or 4 deep breaths. Let those hips sink down. One more deep breath. Exhale. Let those hips sink. Plant the hands on the ground. Step back into plank. Back to downward dog. Float the left heel up. Swing it through between your hands. And hang out right here. Couple more deep breaths. Go back and step back into plank, back into downward dog. Walk your feet up to your hands, and then slowly roll it up. All right, widen your feet out. Take a nice deep breath in, and then forward fold all the way down. Cross your arms, ragdoll side to side, hitting the hamstrings, low back. We're gonna go about 10 times side to side here. Place your hands on the ground. Slowly walk your feet in towards your hands into a squat stance. All right, grab the front of your shoes, your toes. Drop your butt down, chest up. So actively press those legs in against your triceps or your elbows, and then relax and press out 5 times. Press in with the legs, relax and press out with the arms. Press in with the legs. Press out with the arms, press in with the legs, press out with the arms. 1 more time, press in with the legs, press out with the arms. And now, as you lift your hips up, drop your head down, and then back down into that squat. All right, we're gonna do 10 here. So, butt up, head down. Hold that stretch for a second, back down, back up. back down, and up, and down, and up, down, and up, down. We got 3 more here. And up. 2 more, down. When you're down here, your chest should be up as much as possible. Hips up, head down. 1 more time. Hips up, head down. All right, from that position, plant your hands on the ground. Take a step back into plank. Back into our downward dog. Now my heels are touching the ground. They weren't before. All right, so now float that right heel up. Swing it through in between your hands. And we're going to go open up here, straighten your front leg with the toe. And then when we come back down, we're going to plant the left hand on the inside and reach up to the outside. Then bring that hand down, reach up to the other side. Hand to the ground, take a step back to downward dog. Float the heel up, swing it through, straighten the front leg, lift the toe, come back into that lunge, hand to the ground, reach to the outside, towards your leg, and then reach to the inside, hand to the ground, step back into plank, back to downward dog. Float the right heel up, swing it through, straighten the front leg, lift the toe, back down into our lunge, plant the hand, reach up to the outside towards the leg, bring that hand down, reach up to the inside, bring the hand down, take a step back into plank, back to downward dog, left heel up, swing it through. Straighten the front leg, lift the toe. Back into our lunge, reach to the outside, reach to the inside, hand to the ground, take a step back. 1 more time on each side. Back to downward dog, float the heel up, swing it through into our runner's lunge, straighten the front leg, lift the toe, back into our runner's lunge, hands to the ground, reach to the inside, back down, go to the other side, back down, plant the hands, step back into plank, downward dog, float the left heel up, swing it through, straighten that front leg, lift the toe, back into our runner's lunge, plant the hands on the ground, reach up to the other side, take a step back, downward dog, and walk your feet to your hands. All right, so when we come up this time, we're gonna take a nice deep breath, all the way up into a mountain pose. Right hand, grab the left wrist, pull to the side. Reach all the way back up, grab the other wrist, pull to the side. And we're gonna do 6 of these, 3 on each side. Reach up to the other side. Reach up, the other side. Again. 1 more time. And come down, arms up, fingertips up, arm circles. Not a lot of shoulder work, but we want to make sure our shoulders are warm enough to be able to hold the weight. And reverse. Then fingertips down, a few big circles here. Shoulders might be a little tight from all the shoulder taps and reach backs yesterday maybe. Core might be a little sore from the last couple days. Reverse if you haven't already. So we're going to build off of that, and we're going to focus even more on that lumbo-pelvic hip complex in the core with weighted glute bridges and glute bridge holds. Wall sits as our build today. Alternate back and forth 10 times. And then when we get into our conditioning piece, we're gonna work for 3.5 minutes, rest for 1.5 minutes, and we'll have both hands front to back. We'll have hollow rocks, or weighted hollow rocks, or V sit-ups, or alternating V sit-ups. Those are your options there, all right? We'll have 8 of those, and then we'll go side to side. Then we're gonna go into 6 goblet squats, okay? If you have lighter weight, I want you to go about 3 to 4 seconds down, pause for a second at the bottom, and then stand, right? Because we're slowing it down on those squats, when we get there, once we get to the burpees, I want you to go as fast as you can on those burpees. And we're only doing 4 burpees, so it's not like you can't do 4 fast burpees, all right? Be different if it was 6, 8, or 10. On the burpees, you don't have to, but the burpees are set up to where you do a burpee and then you jump over the weight that you hold for your squats. All right, so burpee, jump over laterally, burpee, jump over laterally. If you're not comfortable jumping over your weight, just do 4 burpees as quickly as you can when we get there, okay? Like I said, we'll work for 3.5 minutes through that circuit, which should be fairly high intense. Rest for 1.5 minutes, so we'll have a little bit longer of rest than what we may be used to. And then we'll do 4 rounds of that. So that'll make up the work for today, all right? So on our build work, we've done this at least once a week for about 9, 10 weeks now. So if you haven't been following along, you should be. So if you don't have a couch or a chair or a bench or something to put your feet up on, don't worry about it. You can be on the ground here. Bring your heels back towards your butt. Get them as close to your glutes as you can. That way when we drive our hips up, we have a fairly vertical shin, okay? So we're going to have the weight on our hips, drive our hips up. We're gonna hold at the top and then slowly lower down. As soon as our butt touches, we're right back up. Hold at the top for a second and then slowly lower back down. I haven't changed anything on this. We're still doing that for 30 seconds. And then at the 30-second mark, you'll do your last rep and you'll hold that weight in a glute bridge hold. Really focusing on keeping that belly button pulled in, the glutes engaged, the hamstrings engaged, okay? Then we're gonna take a 60-second rest. And then we go into wall sits, okay? And we're gonna sit and hold wall sit for 1 minute, and then we'll take another minute rest, and we're gonna go through that, I think it's 4 times. I'll double check it, but I'm pretty sure it's 4 times. And then we'll get into our conditioning piece, all right? So, if you have whatever your weight is, go ahead and get that ready and get it set up. And I should have been prepared, Lori. Sorry. Yeah, 4 rounds. So just want to make sure. I didn't want to cheat you. All right, so we're starting off with our glute bridges with a weight on our hips for 30 seconds. Then we're going to do a glute bridge hold for 30 seconds. So make your way to the ground. We'll rest a minute there. You won't feel like you need the rest the first 2 rounds, but then you will appreciate the rest on rounds 3 and 4. So go ahead and get ready. And go. Drive those hips up. Slowly back down. As soon as you hit the bottom, drive the hips up. Slow going down. We're going to get 7 to 10 reps here. Maybe more. One more rep. And hold. Hang in there, 15 more seconds. Making sure that belly button is pulled in towards the spine, glutes are engaged, driving your heels or feet into the ground. and rest. Slowly bring those hips to the ground. Now, if wall sits is something that you can sit pretty much without any challenges, maybe you want to hold your weight during your wall sits. All right, maybe hold it in the front rack position. Maybe just hold it on your lap. But we have those people that can hold wall sit for about 5 minutes. So if you add weight to it, you won't hold it for 5 minutes anymore. It just depends on where you are. The way my legs feel, I'm probably going to be down for about 30 seconds. Come back out and get right back into it. 10 seconds here. So go ahead and get your feet set. Slide down and onto that wall sit. All right, so the ball of the foot and the heel need to be on the ground, pressing through the arch of the foot. Shoulders back, head back. We got about 30 seconds here. Uh, 15 seconds. It burns. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Oh my gosh. And you have a minute rest. All right, and I probably should have said this before we started that. If you don't have a wall to sit up against, we're gonna go into a squat hold. I meant to say that and I didn't say it, but we're gonna squat down into that squat hold. Keep your chest up, shoulders are pulled back in this position here. And then you hold that as long as you can. Take whatever breaks you need. And then get right back into the hold. All right, we got 20 seconds here before we hit set number 2. All right, go ahead and make your way to the ground. We're going in 3, 2, 1, and go. Drive those hips up. Squeeze your butt, slowly lower down. As soon as that butt touches, drive those hips right back up. Ten seconds. And hold. Driving those feet into the ground or heels into the platform that you're on. Squeeze your butt and then keep that rib cage locked down. Keep the belly button pulled in towards your spine. We don't want to arch in the back. If you feel this in your lower back, that means you're probably arching your back and your core is not engaged. And slowly lower down and rest. Ooh. Got a minute rest here. We're going back to our wall sits or our squat holds. Wall sits or squat holds. About 30 seconds. Whew. Drink your water. I don't think I drank enough water yesterday. Feel it. Feel it in the joints. Just feel it in general. Feel a little dehydrated. 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Remember, driving those feet into the floor. Hips against the wall, shoulders against the wall, head against the wall. The simplicity of the wall sit. "30 seconds. "20 seconds. Ooh, hang in there. Let's shake mine out here. Drop that one. Ooh. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Ooh, man. These wall sits will be good to get those legs warm for our goblet squats today, which there's not a lot at one time, and they're slower in tempo than what you would normally do, but they'll be equally as challenging. 30 seconds here. We're going on to round 2. Oh my gosh. Note to self, do cleans at least once a week. My traps are killing me. All right, let's make it down to the ground. Grab your weight. We're going in 3, 2, 1, and go. Drive those hips up and lower. Ten seconds. One more rep, and hold. 30-second hold here. Ooh. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and lower. And rest. Oh. We got about 30 seconds here. Goodness gracious. All right, we're back to our wall sit. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. Down, hips against the wall, shoulders back against the wall, head against the wall, chin tucked down just a little bit so you're looking straight ahead and not up in the air. Still keeping that belly button engaged or pulled in and core engaged. "30 seconds. "15 seconds. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Man, that burns. We got one more set here. Oh man. I don't know what the temperature is like outside, but it is hot in here. It says 74 or 72, but I don't believe it. It feels like it's 80. All right, 15 seconds. Start making your way down. Be our last set here. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. Drive those hips up. So as you drive your hips up, think about crunching your rib cage down, and pulling your belly button in. Ten more seconds here. One more rep, and hold. Really squeezing those glutes here, driving the heels into the platform you're on, or driving your feet into the ground, but making sure our rib cage is locked down and our belly button's pulled in towards our spine so we don't feel this in our lower back. And slowly lower, and rest. Oh. We got a minute rest here. And then we're in our conditioning. Start moving some stuff around. So I have a little bit of room. All right, 15 seconds. Going back into our wall sit. Or squat hold, depending on if you have a sturdy wall to sit up against. All right, here we go. Hand down. Pressing your hips into the wall, shoulders into the wall, head into the wall, chin down just a little bit. So we're looking straight ahead. We're not up here like this. We want to make sure we have some type of proper alignment in the spine. We're at 30 seconds. Make sure you're not pressing in with your toes here. You should be pressing through the arch of your foot. The ball of the front part of the foot is on the ground. The heel's on the ground. You're pressing right in between them. 15 seconds. And rest. Oh my goodness. And shake that out. Woo. So in this workout, we have 3 exercises. And we have hollow rocks. And I'm gonna do it without weight first, and then I'll do the V sit-ups and a modification for the V sit-up. And then I'll show you the hollow rocks with the weight, right? So we'll have 8 reps where we rock back and forth 8 times, or we'll go to a V sit-up 8 times, or we'll do alternating V sit-ups, 8 total reps, okay? If you're using the weight, you're pressing up against the weight, rocking back and forth. This just gives you a little extra leverage, which creates more tension in the core, all right? There's a chance by the time that we get to the third and fourth rounds, I won't be using that. So, once you're done with your 8 hollow rocks or V sit-ups, you're gonna come here. We're gonna go into our goblet squat where we go down nice and slow. As soon as we hit the bottom, we pause for a second and then stand. We're not just going down and bouncing up today. 1, 2, 3, pause, and then stand, okay? So take your time on those 6 squats. And then we'll set our weight down and we'll go down, come up, jump over your weight as quickly as you can 4 times. So you have 8 hollow rocks, 6 goblet squats, 4 burpees over your weight, if you're comfortable jumping over your weight, right? You don't have to use a weight for your hollow rocks. You don't have to use a weight to jump over for your burpees. Just 4 quick burpees. And you're gonna go through that little circuit, 8, 6, 4, for 3.5 minutes. And then we're gonna rest for 90 seconds. That'll take us to the 5-minute mark. And we're gonna do 4 rounds of that, okay? So those of you who have been tuning in, we started out a long time ago, like 2 minutes of work, 1 minute of rest, 2 minutes of work, 1 minute of rest. And we've done 3 minutes of work, 90 seconds of rest. Now we're extending that to 3.5 minutes of work, 90 seconds of rest. In the next couple of weeks, we'll be working 4 minutes and resting 2 minutes. And we're just gradually increasing that work time, okay? So there's a method behind the madness. And if you haven't been a part of it, then you're missing out. So the people that have been tuning in, they haven't lost any of their fitness. They may have lost a little strength, they haven't lost any fitness. All right, so here we go. We're going in 10 seconds. We're starting off with our hollow rocks. Get ready, and go. 8 hollow rocks. And then we're gonna come to our feet. Go into our 6 squats, nice and slow going down, pause, explode up. Nice and slow going down, pause, explode up. 6 reps. Set your weight on the ground. 4 burpees. And then back to your hollow rocks. And back to your squats. Back to your burpees. Back to your hollow rocks. And back to your squats. Still got a minute. 15 seconds. And rest. 90-second rest. Whew. And we'll start back to the top. And the idea is to get back to or somewhere around where you just finished. Whew. 1 minute. Round 1 done. Ooh, man. 30 seconds. Pockets are bunched up in my shorts. We'll be starting back with our hollow rocks. Going in 10 seconds here. Another 3.5 minutes of work, trying to get back to where we just came from as far as how many reps we got in. Get ready and go. Six squats into your 4 burpees. And back to your 8 hollow rocks. Back to your 6 squats, nice and slow, and pause. And back to your 4 burpees. And back to our 8 hollow rocks. 90 seconds. Oh. Got 1 minute. 10 seconds. And rest. 2 down, 2 to go. Ooh. One minute. Oh man, can't talk. Lucky you. Thirty more seconds here. We're starting round 3. Starting back with our 8 hollow rocks or 8 V sit-ups, 8 alternating V sit-ups, wherever you are. Then our 6 goblet squats, nice and slow going down, 2 to 3 seconds down. Make sure you get that pause at the bottom, even if it's only for a second. And then 4 burpees, either over your weight or as fast as you can. 1 in 10 seconds here. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, and go. Oops, 2 more of those. There we go. Back to our squat. Nice and slow and controlled. Pause, stand. Slow and controlled. Pause, stand. There you go. And then back to those 4 burpees. Back to your 8 hollow rocks. Oh, God. Oh my God. 1 minute. Ha. Seconds. 10 seconds. And rest. Oh. We got one more set. One minute. We got one more set, 3.5 minutes of work. Keep focused on your form here. Make sure you're going down nice and slow in those squats. Pausing for a second at the bottom and exploding up out of that bottom position. 30 seconds to go. Ooh. All right, it's almost time to get busy. For 3.5 minutes. All right, go ahead. Get ready. We're going in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. 8 hollow rocks or V sit-ups. 6 tempo squats. And then your 4 burpees. Back to your 8 hollow rocks. And back to your squats. Burpees. Oh, that was it. Trying to do too much. Whew. Eight hollow rocks, 6 squats, 1 minute. Back to your burpees. 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Take 90 seconds. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. The more you sweat, drink an extra glass of water. You work out, drink 2 extra glasses of water. About 30 seconds, we'll make our way to our backs. All right. So instead of hamstring, like a lying leg lift or hamstring lift, we're going to grab behind that knee, pull the knee back, flex the toe back towards you, straighten that leg out as much as you can, and back down. About 10 to 12 reps here. This is just good for the knees. It's good for the hamstring. And when you're done, we're gonna slide that left leg in, the right ankle over the left knee. Take your right hand against that right knee, press the knee against your hand, and then when you relax, press against your knee with your hand. Do that 5 times. Gradually let those hips open up. And then when you're done, reach through into this kind of reach through type of reverse pigeon here. Just kind of breathe, breathe, breathe. About 3 to 5 deep breaths. And then when you're done there, slowly set that foot down, straighten the right leg out, bring the left leg in, grab right behind the knee, flex the toe back towards you. When you straighten your leg out, drive the heel up, the side's tight. Ten to 12 times here, depending on how tight you are. And then when you're done, you're gonna bring that right foot up and take the left ankle over the left knee. Left hand against the left knee. Press against your hand. Create tension in the hip, and then relax and press. Create tension in the hip by pushing against the hand and relax. 5 times. And then reach through, grab behind that right knee. Stretch those hips out. 3 to 5 deep breaths here. Go ahead and set that foot down. Now we're going to take this left leg, cross it across the right, and we're going to go down to the left side, keeping the shoulders on the ground, and then come back up and go to the other side. We're just going to go back and forth here 6 to 8 times, 3 to 4 times on each side before we switch to the other side here. So just a little different twist than what you're used to doing after your workouts. A couple more on this side. Bring those feet back up, switch them up. Should be easy to cross your legs here since we're so sweaty. Bring that over to the right side. Oh, and back to the left. To the right. Keep the shoulders on the ground. 6 to 8 times here, depending on how tight you are. You might feel it right here. You might feel it here. You might feel it on the opposite side. When you go to the left, you might feel it in that right side of the low back. All right, press those feet into the ground. We're gonna flip over onto our stomachs. Get into our child's pose here. So feet together, I like getting my knees nice and wide. Press against the floor, driving the hips down into the heels. If you found there was tightness in your rib cage, your lats, the side of your lower back, then you can take that right hand out to the right side, stack the left hand on top, and breathe into that left side body about 5 times, and then go to the right side. These are our last 2 stretches here. Go to the left side, right hand on top. And then when you're done there, just slowly bring your hands together, sit up nice and tall, and shake those arms out. Awesome job, guys.